Hi, this is our scripture and scrapping for the month of March, and we're doing Psalm 119, 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I'm trying out a new tripod, so I'm hoping I won't be getting in the way, but we'll see how that goes. For this layout, we're going to use 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper, and I'm just going to start assembling the different pieces. The first thing you'll need is a jumbo circle cut with the red blade on the inside. And we're not going to use the whole circle. We're going to put it on the page and then trim some off. So I'm going to do that. The edge of the paper of the circle is going to come out. We're going to put it all the way down at the bottom of the left-hand page, and it's going to come all the way down to the bottom of the page. And this edge here is at 5 1/4. You have 6 3/4 inches from the right-hand side, but that gives you enough room for 6 by 4 photos here. I'm going to trim that off. You'll see it kind of hangs over the edge just a little bit. So I'm going to trim that. And I like to trim from the back side so that I can see where the piece overhangs. So that extra piece I'll save for something else. I'm not going to use that in this project. But that's the big circle down at the bottom left-hand side. Now, I'm also going to add borders to each side. And I have done these to make an example. I'm going to show you the pieces. I punched a border with a border maker cartridge. I wanted to do something with feet because we were doing a lamp unto my feet. So this is the footprints. I will probably be doing boot prints for a Christmas theme. So I've done this and I've trimmed it to about 1 1/4 inch, and then I put it on a piece of 1 1/2 inch paper. This one's already put together, and I'm going to stick that on the left side of the left page. And if you're only doing one page, you only need to do the left-hand page. Some people don't do 2 pages, and I'm going to put it about 1/2 inch from the edge, maybe 1/4. Let's do 1/4. So then I'm going to stick the other one together. You could also do paw prints if you wanted to do something with your pet. They also need light to their steps. We have flip-flops is another footprint type border that we have. Border maker cartridge. You may have some sort of footprint stickers or laser borders from whatever you want to use. That's just what I wanted to use there. So that's the basic 2 sides. We also have a circle up in this corner here, and that is the small circle with the red blade on the outside. That makes a 4-inch circle. I changed the sizes of the photos bigger than in the sketch that was the inspiration. The sketch had 3 1/2 inch pictures or 3 1/4. I wanted to do 4 by 4 pictures and 4 by 6. So this is on the outside gives you a 4-inch circle. So And then I added a journaling mat on top of that. I used the largest circle with the blue blade on, with the red blade on the inside to make that journaling. And I'm going to stick that right on the top left-hand corner, top right-hand corner, pretty much close to the top. And then I'm going to add a couple of 4x4 photos where I cover up about half of that journaling mat. And if you see these photos, then you'll see why I picked these colors for this page. These are some sunsets in Hawaii that I really wanted to remember with a really nice page. So I'm going to tuck that under the circle because I want this to be like the glow of our lantern. So I'm going to stick the other two horizontal photos that are going to go on this page, and then we'll work on the lantern. So these, like I said, I increased the size of these photos. I think these were 3.5 by 5.5. I wanted them to be I wanted them to be 4 by 6. So I'm going to add this down here. And this is going to go under here because I don't need to see as much of the grass. And that's got all our photos there. All right, so now let's look at the lantern. That's the biggest part of this thing. And I used vellum paper. And so I'm going to show you real quick what I did to put this together. It looks like this when you're done. It has a top and it has a little ring at the top. So what we're going to do to make that, I have a 4 by 5 inch piece of vellum. And I have some 1/4 inch strips that I'm going to add around the sides of that. Now, if you don't have vellum and you just want to use a piece of cardstock, you're going to put the strips on after you make your candle and put that on. But we're going to put our candle on the back side of the vellum that shows through here. So I want to add our strips first. So what we're going to do is we have two. We want to start with the diagonal strips first. Those are our longest ones, and put them corner to corner. Now you could do some other design or not use this particular lantern design, but I thought this was a nice one. And I've seen it in some stickers and embellishments with that crisscross. So you're going from corner to corner. And I'm going to push this out of the way so you can see the vellum a little better. And then, so these are 6 1/4 by 1 1/4. These are the 4 1/2 by 1/4, and I'm going to put those across the top and bottom. And you can use your scissors to trim the excess if there's a little bit hanging out. We're just putting this together real quick. I'm trying to beat the clock for the 15-minute time limit. And there they are. I have 2 5-inch pieces by 1/4. And those are going to go on the sides. Now I probably would put them under the top and bottom piece. Like that. And that kind of frames your piece of vellum to look like this is the outside of the lantern glass. All right, so now we need a top, and I have a 2.5 by 4 inch piece. I'm gonna fold it in half to make a triangle. We don't want a right triangle, we want the, I think it's isosceles, but I'm gonna cut from the outside bottom corner where it's not folded here, and cut to the inside folded corner. And that gives us a little top like that. So that's that part. We also need a little ring. So I'm going to use our smallest circle again, and I'm going to use the blue blade and then the green blade on the inside to make the ring. I'm going to move this off of my cutting mat. So I need blue first. And then green without moving your circle, so that you get that nice little ring. There we go. So that gives the little ring to go on top. I'm going to set these to the side for a minute and we'll do the candle. I probably won't get a chance to stick everything down because I don't want to run out of time. But for the candle, I used a piece of white paper, but you could use whatever color you want. And I'm going, this is 2.5 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to take the smallest oval custom cutting system and the red blade. I'm just going to round those corners to give it that candle look like this. Oops, I didn't have the little feet in the right spot. Still didn't have it. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay. So that's not perfect, but it's going to be under vellum. The other thing I did is I used the bottom of the oval to use as a guide to trace a half oval shape at there to go where you put your flame. And then I just trimmed from gold paper. If you have the flame punch, which I don't have with me, or some stickers, you could use those instead. But I just cut some flame, which let's see what I did with that. And I'm just going to stick those on. I did 2 sizes and I used foam tape to kind of give it a dimension. But I'm going to stick that there. And then I'm going to stick this. I should have used repositionable so it doesn't show through as much on vellum. And I'm going to stick that on the back of our lantern. And you can adjust it so that you can see the flame, you can see the candle. So that's our lantern. So the other thing we have on the other side, we have 3 layers of circles, which are the smallest circle with red, green, and blue. Now I've put a photo as one of those. That's going to go on here. And then for the little lanterns, I use the field finch punch. And I'm going to trim it. And I think I'm going to run out of time here, but we'll see. I'm going to trim it where you have the X and then a little triangle at the top. And then another one. Do that one there. You don't need a whole strip of these, these are just for embellishments. I sort of trimmed these down and then I backed them with a 3/4 by 1 inch piece, and I used a little 1/4 inch strip for a candle and another little piece for the flame, and I just put those in the back. So that's all the mechanics of putting this together. At the end, you will add your herbs, and there's a nice little spot for it right here by your lantern. I know all this is not taped down, but I'm hoping I didn't run out of time. Thank you very much.